With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt, tackle, Notre Dame.
No!
What an offensive line they're putting
Oh my
the
gosh!
There he is.
With the sixth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, LSU.
Wow.
It's just,
We thought maybe quarterbacks would go 1, 2, 3, and 4.
What are we gonna do?
J.J. McCarthy still on the board as we get
the
to
Giants take Neighbors. What are we going to do?
With the seventh pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham, tackle, Alabama.
Weighed in at 342 at the combine. By the way, he was a sprinter in high school when he was already 6'6" and weighed 300 pounds. Grew up in Wisconsin, 5-star recruit, has been on everyone's radar since the...
And so it is J.C. Latham with the 7th pick in the draft, and I know that Titans fans are feeling some type of way about it. As for me, I mean, listen, you have to get protection for Will Levis. We knew that. I don't hate the pick. I don't. I actually, the upside for Latham is amazing. We knew that because he's huge. I mean, he's just got tremendous size, and with Bill Callahan coaching him, I mean, there's no telling. You know, the sky is the limit. I think the reason that it kind of felt and maybe still feels a little bit deflating was because over the last 3 months we have gotten our hopes so high about Joe Alt, who we knew was a tremendous prospect, and Malik Neighbors, if wide receiver ended up being the way to go. And so to see both of those guys go right before we picked was kind of like, you got to be kidding me, because there was so much talk about the Vikings trading up and getting a quarterback, so that meant we might have our pick of one of the two guys at least, and you know, obviously it ended up not being that way. And I also think it added to the deflation that, you know, after the Chargers took Joe Alt, a lot of us felt like the Giants were about to go quarterback. So it was like, okay, great. The Chargers took Joe Alt, and so the Giants will take McCarthy here, and then we get Malik Neighbors, this potentially generational talent at wide receiver, and then the Giants end up taking Neighbors. So it's like, oh, all right. But J.C. Latham, like, obviously, like I said, big guy, tremendous upside, and to tell you the truth, I mean, at the end of the day, on most people's draft board, he was the second best offensive tackle in the draft, and the first best tackle was Joe Alt, and he was already gone, and you need a tackle, so let's go with the next best thing. And according to what I've seen on Twitter tonight, Bill Callahan is just a huge fan of J.C. Latham, and you know, that was the guy that Bill Callahan wanted. So like, if that's the case, I have to feel good about it. Like, obviously, Bill Callahan knows more about what he's doing than any of us. So, like, I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. We knew tackle was the way to go. I really hope we can get this offensive line thing situated, because I'm sick of using early round draft picks on offensive linemen. I mean, I just feel like Isaiah Wilson was a huge miss. Dylan Radins was a second rounder that we're still waiting to see. Peter Skoronski obviously was a pick last year, and now this year is J.C. Latham, and it's just like, man, you know, when can we like be good enough on offensive line to where we don't have to use one of our early round picks, because it just feels like we're spinning in circles here. So I hope this is the beginning of fixing that. I will say, like, the only... Some of you are going to get mad about this. The only people I've seen complaining about this online are Titans fans. Every analyst and everybody that's like an insider is like, man, I love this pick for the Titans. What a great pick. And then Titans fans are like, I hate my life. You know, so it's just one of those things where you know, there are some people who are going to be upset because we were so dead set on Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors, but I like J.C. Latham. I like him as a prospect. You know, I am curious to see, because he played right tackle at Alabama. He played left tackle in high school, I believe. So I believe, based on what he said in his interview, based on what Rand Carthon said, I think Latham's going to get his shot at left tackle, which would be the best case scenario. If he can get his shot at left tackle, and if that can work out, that would be tremendous. But if he's better off as a right tackle, my question then becomes, what do we do about left tackle? Because that's the blind side. That's the most important position. Got to protect Will Levis. And then I heard Rand Carthon say tonight that if we have to put Latham at right tackle, we feel good about some guys we've got on the roster to put at left tackle, to which I say, who? Who are you thinking? I mean, I know we've got a lot of faith in Bill Callahan to coach these guys up and help them progress, right? But it's like, who are we thinking about putting at left tackle if not Latham? And I would entertain the idea, potentially, of... I mean, we've talked about it before. Could there be potential of moving Peter Skoronski to left tackle? I mean, some people act like you're crazy for even suggesting such a thing. But for me, like, you got to think it's got to be a possibility. At least a little possibility. If Latham, you know, is better off as a right tackle and you need a left tackle... I mean, you're already kind of clean slating the whole thing anyway, with a new coaching staff, new regime, new offense. So you might could bump Skoronski out. I got to think that's an option. Also, you got to keep in mind you have guys like Dylan Radins and Nicholas Petit-Frere, guys that maybe you had given up on. But like I said, now there's a clean slate with you know, new coach Bill Callahan. Who knows what could happen? But I am fine. I give it a thumbs up. I get feeling a little bit deflated about it when it happened, because over the last few months we created so many different scenarios. As we go into day 2, into round 2 tomorrow night, obviously the Titans don't have a round 3 pick as of right now, but round 2, wide receiver seems to be the way to go, and a big development there at the end of the first round, because a lot of people thought that wide receiver from South Carolina could be an option for Tennessee tomorrow, and Carolina traded into the first round and got him. So he's off the board. Adonai Mitchell is the top wide receiver, probably left. I wouldn't mind that pick at all, but I think Tennessee would have to trade up to get it, because I don't think he's still going to be there at 38. You still got Buffalo picking. They got the first pick of the second round tomorrow night, and surely they got to go wide receiver, right? Even though they've already traded back twice. I don't know, but surely they got to go wide receiver. I just don't think A.D. Mitchell would fall to number 38. But who knows? There are other prospects. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see the Titans pick at number 38 tomorrow night. In the draft, let me know how you feel about J.C. Latham. I know some of you probably hated it. Some of you are probably disappointed. Some of you are going to be happy about it. Some of you don't know how to feel, and that's fine too. Let me know how things are going for you in the comments. Night 1 of the draft is over. I will see you soon. Good night, everybody.